Jana tuliona maajabu. We went to give Gen Z what we believed was a much needed support on Nane Nane. We hit the streets. We were there no more than 5-10 minutes.
Yes, it is now very clear that Jimmy Wanjigi has been among those who were oiling the Kenya protest, who were oiling the Gen Zs, who were oiling the Nane Nane protest, basing on what he has always said. Jimmy Wanjigi is one of the biggest power brokers in Kenya. Of course, there are very many, but he's among them. He brokered the 2013 RUTO ticket. He also worked with Raila Amolo Odinga in 2017. So Jimmy Wanjigi is not an ordinary Kenyan. Adding on that as the political party leader of Safina Party. So Jimmy Wanjigi, few days back, the police attacked his home in Muthaiga. And some explosives were found in his car. And very many people, some are coming out to say that he was framed by government. Some are saying that he indeed was oiling the overthrow of William Ruto's government. So in this episode, I've come to talk about the capabilities of Jimmy Wanjigi, which very many Kenyans don't know. What are his aim? Because he's not new in politics, but most importantly, the study materials we can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to let you know that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. So a few days back, the police attacked Jimmy Wanjigi's home. They found explosives. They broke his door, although this is not the first time. Because 7 years back, during Uhuru's tenure, the same police attacked Jimmy Wanjigi's home. So we must ask ourselves, is Jimmy Wanjigi right, or is government right? Because the same person has been attacked by different administration of government. Okay? Why is it that in the whole Muthaiga, normally Jimmy Wanjigi is singled out? That's the question I've come to answer. First of all, Jimmy Wanjigi is no ordinary Kenyan. He has brokered government. But ask ourselves, even after brokering Uhuru's government in 2013, he was not part of government. Not saying that he doesn't have the qualifications, because if you hear him speak, he has a lot of qualifications. He knows what he's talking about. But he was never made part of government. So we must ask ourselves, did he earn using his businesses? Because you cannot tell me that a person at the caliber of Jimmy Wanjigi brokering a government of Uhuru Kenyatta and Ruto, and he fails to get any position within government. In 2017, he worked with Raila Amolo Odinga. In 2022, he wanted to be the running mate of Raila Amolo Odinga, but this does not materialize. We all remember he went to an extent of making Safina Party with the aim of at least getting the eye of Raila Amolo Odinga. At first he ran, he wanted to be the flag bearer of ODM, but I think he saw it was not tenable. Okay? But he was never picked yet. He worked with Raila Amolo Odinga in 2017. So, Jimmy Wanjigi is no ordinary man. Every time the police has gone to his house to arrest him, he has been lost in that house. And very many people don't know that his house is no ordinary house. The plan of that house was made by CIA. CIA is an investigation arm of the United States of America. It has overthrown very many governments across the world. It has stooges in each and every country which they can use to tilt the political discourse of a country. And Jimmy Wanjigi is an agent of that. Jimmy Wanjigi has been the catalyst of forming government and fighting them. Okay? So his house is no ordinary house. That's why I keep on telling people as day follows night, if Jimmy Wanjigi enters that house, you cannot get him. The DCI must devolve interest in the plan of that house. It has tunnels. It was made by the CIA. Okay? And we all know Kenya has been an ally of the East. No wonder these things are happening. It's only William Ruto that the other day tried to meet Joe Biden. Okay? But it has been an ally of the West. Most of the public debt that Kenya owes is owed in the East. So Jimmy Wanjigi is the stooge of CIA. Jimmy Wanjigi wants to overthrow the government. Okay? And he has always participated in the politics of a country without being in government. He's a stooge of CIA. Jimmy Wanjigi is a trained spy who knows politics. You may look at him at face value, but he does more than anything, than what you see in camera. So his house is no ordinary house in Muthaiga. That's why nobody can produce Jimmy Wanjigi's plan of that house, because it has tunnels, it has hidden structures inside and a bunker. That's why the DCI or the Kenyan police cannot afford to get Jimmy Wanjigi when he enters this house. In fact, when Jimmy Wanjigi was talking about protests, he came out to say that indeed he supports the Gen Zs. He was so philosophical when he was talking about this. In fact, he said these statements.
Jana tuliona maajabu. We went to give Gen Z what we believed was a much needed support on Nane Nane. We hit the streets. We were there no more than 5-10 minutes, and we were tear gassed like you cannot believe. Driving out of town, we were chased to this home, and it has been a siege since that time, where hundreds of police officers have been here, and they have done criminal things you cannot believe, all in the view of looking for me. Stop looking for me in this house. You'll never find me. Never. Please. This is Wajinga. We are not born yesterday. All right?
That is Jimmy Wanjigi. You clearly seen that tape that he came out to say that if he had a way of helping out the Gen Zs, he would do that. And you want to tell Kenyans that he didn't have a way? You want to tell us that he didn't have a way? Of course he had a way, and he did it. In fact, Jimmy Wanjigi got some funds Uhuru Kenyatta and some foreign agents to overthrow William Ruto's government. And I keep on telling people that William Ruto should sleep in his government with one eye open, because his nemesis Uhuru Kenyatta has never settled to overthrow government. That's why he's using Jimmy Wanjigi. Jimmy Wanjigi can ally with anyone when it comes to those government issues. Okay, because he has ever worked with the opposition. Raila Odinga has ever worked with Uhuru Kenyatta, but he has never been appointed in any government, despite bringing Uhuru's government in power. So it is true that Jimmy Wanjigi was working to overthrow William Ruto's government. It is no news, and Ruto must continue being vigilant, because it is not over, and it will never be over until it is over. Of course, that's my opinion. Do drop me your comments by commenting about this. Thank you very much for listening in. If this is your first time on this YouTube channel, I implore you to subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. I will see you in another one. Peace.
Seven years ago, right on these steps, had a similar incident and a similar press conference. We were immured for 3 days. This time it has been for 2 days.